Alright guys, I am back with more Katawa, and I think it's almost over. Sorry if you heard my chair, but I think it's almost over because this was titled Beginning of the End. So that's freaking me out a little bit. But anyways, I also wanted to say I kind of have a cold, so if I sound a little bit weird or if I'm not reading as well or as quickly as I normally do, it's because I've taken medicine. I'm sorry. Okay. Right then, are you taking the bus, Lily? Lily motions to a large suitcase standing beside her. I'll have to take this with me, so I've booked a taxi. It'll meet us at the school gates in about 5 minutes. Ah, I see. No, Lily's leaving. Okay, Lily reaches down and feels out the handle of her suitcase. Its weight causes her some difficulty, so I quickly offer to take it myself. That is awfully kind of you, Hisao. She has no qualms about accepting, and I end up picking it up. It's not what I'd call light, but it's not exactly heavy either. I don't think I'll have too much trouble carrying it. Well, thank you then. We should hurry though. If the taxi leaves, then it'll take quite a while to book a new one. Are you ready, Hanako? Wait, is Hanako leaving with her? Yeah, let's go. What? We rush to the gate as fast as we can, only to find that the taxi has yet to arrive. Well, nothing like a bit of exercise in the morning. The nurse told me that I should be doing that. I think he probably had other things in mind, Hisao, and probably with more regularity. Do you intend to be helping people with their luggage every day? I guess not. Looks like we've got a bit to wait anyway. How long should we wait for the taxi before calling them again? I would say another 10 minutes, but they've never let me down before. There's probably just a little traffic. Okay then. So how long is the flight to Scotland? About 16 hours if I remember correctly. It's a bit hard to tell with the changing time zones. Ugh, those time zones! And I've never been on a plane before either, so I could not sit 16 hours on a plane. So long. It's now that I realize Hanako's been unusually quiet, even for her. She doesn't handle stress well, so she's looking really uptight. Yeah, I can't imagine being on a plane for that long. Exactly. I've only ever flown on a short family holiday up north, so it really is quite hard to fathom. If Hanako spent so much of her childhood at an orphanage, she's probably traveled very little, let alone flown. It's not too bad. I'll spend most of it either asleep or catching up on English. I hardly use that here, so I need to re-familiarize myself with it a little. Wait, you're using it now? Oh, wait, never mind. I think this game is it was originally done in another language. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Will your accent be a problem? I wouldn't worry about that too much. It might be an issue initially, but I should be fine once I get used to it. We all move to sit down on a small bench beside the school gate in silence. I see no bench. They just sat down in air. Strangely enough, even though I know that Lily's going away, I can't think of anything to say to her. Lily is a reliable person, so it might be because she isn't the one that I'm thinking of most. Lily might not be able to see it, but Hanako's chewing her fingernails nervously. Oh gosh, I'm so nervous about what's about to happen. If this is the end and Lily's gone, what's gonna happen to Hanako? Please, oh my gosh, okay. I move to talk to her, but I can hear an engine straining up the hill before I get the chance. Ah, I think the taxi's on its way. Well spotted, Hisao. I only just heard it as well. Wow. A small wave of pride washes over me. To have noticed something at the same time as Lily must mean that I've become more aware of my surroundings. Anyway, we won't have to call the taxi company, nor worry about missing Lily's train. Once the taxi stops where we're standing, the driver rolls down a window and leans over. After confirming that yes, Lily is the same Lily Satao that booked the trip, we sort out her luggage. The driver opens the trunk of the taxi and takes Lily's suitcase, with Lily climbing into the back seat as he loads it into the trunk and slams it shut. After getting back into his seat and shutting the doors, he waits for us to say our farewells. Have a safe trip, Lily. Take care of yourself. No. Hanako looks understandably downcast, and that much is obvious even in her voice. Of course I will. I'll be back before long, don't worry. What if something happens to Lily? There will still be another person here for you too, won't there, Hisao? Yeah, of course. I turn and smile to Hanako, putting my hand on her shoulder. She only manages to keep eye contact with me for a couple of seconds, her cheeks red all the while, before turning back to Lily. See you, Lily. Goodbye. No! What if something happens, or Lily's, not telling the truth and she's actually leaving for good? If that's what happens, I'm seriously gonna be really upset about this game. Lily gives her farewells to the both of us, with a fair measure of reluctance. Without further ado, the driver starts the engine once more, and they begin the journey down the hill, and towards the airport. The two of us stand at the gates for a long time, even after they disappeared from sight, not really knowing what to do. So what do you want to do? I don't know. Do you want to go into the city? Do you want to build a snowman? Okay, I'm sorry. I had to say it. Okay, the bus stops, standing by the school gates like a mute sentinel, puts a strange idea in my mind. Do you want to head into town and look for a bookshop or something? We have the rest of the day free. It's a long shot, as Hanako doesn't really like going into the city. I count the fact that we managed to get her out there even when it was dark as a small miracle, but I genuinely want to spend more time with her. Anyway, she's likely to just refuse and go back to... Okay. Oh, really? Really, let's go. I can't work out why Hanako has decided to agree with me, but I'm not about to ask her to change her mind. Stepping off the bus, I immediately notice that lots of people are around us. In hindsight, it should have been obvious. Of course lots of people will be downtown on a Saturday afternoon. Hanako retreats close to my side, and I can feel her hand clutching on my arm tightly. Oh my gosh, I cannot hear. These people are so loud. Okay. Her body is held against mine, and her head is bowed so low that her hat hides most of her scarring. So, where shall we go? A bookshop? Hanako's present and my other general living expenses have pretty much drained my budget, but I should be able to afford a few books. There's something I try to hide to reserve a few funds for anyway. For a second, I think Hanako didn't hear me, but then I look at my side and notice her nodding almost imperceptibly. Oh gosh, not again. Oh, okay. Okay. Do you know of one? Actually, I do. We passed a few when Lily and I were looking for your presents. Stop! Don't be sad! Hanako's expression clouds a fraction. I've got to remember to stop bringing up her birthday. You both spent a lot of time? Or maybe I misjudged the situation. We wanted to make sure we got the right present after all. Oh, Hanako smiles and blushes a bit. It's a small treasure when she does. Anyway, there should be a bookshop just up ahead. Do you want to check it out? Sure. The crowds start to build as we head towards the bookshop along the raised walkways. Hanako latches her other arm onto me as well, making our progress a little slower. As we walk, the sound of the traffic makes me think of a possible distraction for her. I was wondering, Hanako, have you thought yet about when you're going to learn to drive? Driving? Yeah, you're kind of lucky in a way. There aren't a whole lot of students in Yamaku that are allowed to drive. It's not the best topic of conversation, but I want to try to distract Hanako from the situation. She's really highly strung right now. Then again, all I've really done is make her feel awkward, since she's probably never thought about it. I wish I hadn't said anything. Gosh. Before long, we're before one of the bookshops Lily and I passed during our search. What kind of self-respecting bookshop closes on Saturdays? Bookshops don't make much money anymore because of the internet. Maybe they just had to close over weekends? She seems pretty knowledgeable about technology. I guess it's a pursuit that would lend itself well to someone who enjoys solitude. Huh, I guess that makes sense. It's easier to find books online. Anyway, it looks like this idea is shot. Anything else you'd like to do? If it's not a bother, could you show me where you bought my present? Yes! Sure, not a problem. It's not far from here. Yeah, it's like an inch over. I head off in the direction of the store, only half sure of its exact location. I don't want a repeat of the last time, spending half the day walking around aimlessly. Here we are, Othello's Antiques. It's small. Well, yes, it took Lily and I some time to find it. Can we go in? I don't see why not. It's open. Hanako pushes through the door and enters before me. Once again, the store is empty, save for the store owner. I don't like the store owner. He kind of creeps me out a little bit. I'm sorry. His face drops a little when he sees me. Oh, you're not here for a return, are you? Wait, that's not the girl you had with you last time. No, we're not here to return anything. We were just in town and wanted to have another look in here. The store owner considers this for quite a long time. I guess he's not used to high school students coming to his shop on a regular basis. Might this be your friend you bought gifts for? You're nosy, sir. I'm kidding, it doesn't really bother me. That's right. They were presents for her. Gosh, why does Hanako do that? Why? I don't understand. The store owner turns to Hanako, who freezes on the spot like a deer caught in headlights. He moves to address her, but stops before doing so, looking a little taken aback. He catches himself staring and looks to the side, addressing us indirectly. His expression is awkward and tense, as is his entire body. I want to be mad at him, but I know full well that I had the same instinctive reaction when I first saw her. First surprise, then curiosity, then an awkward look away as I dealt with what I'd seen. Oh my gosh! Like, am I the only one who, if I ever see anybody like that, I, like, notice it and then I just ignore it? Like, immediately? It's just instinct? I don't understand why this man... Hanako looks less panicked than before, but I think the feeling she's giving off now is worse. It's not anger, nor annoyance. If anything, it's one of apology. You're lucky there, young lady, to have friends that care about you as much as they do. Thank you. If I hadn't spent so much time with Hanako, I wouldn't have even realized that she said anything. Then again, the store owner's mumble was hardly clear either. Thanks in part to being directed away from us. Hanako strikes out into the store, gazing in wonder at the various items on display. She finds the doll section and spends lingering minutes studying each and every one. It's a side of Hanako I've only been barely introduced to. I was astonished when Lily said she liked dolls, and even more so to find her collection sitting on her dresser. I mean, she had one doll. That's not really a collection. She looks a little better now that she's distracted and out of the store owner's sight, but I'm still quite put off by the whole experience. Me too. I might have my own problems, but I've never had strangers react to me like that, as if I was something completely alien to them. This is a nice shop. Yeah, it's not what I expected. Do you want to buy something? I didn't bring any money. Well, we can always come again. Now that I know where to find it, that is. We can? Of course, we can come here as often as you'd like. Thank you. You don't need to thank me. I almost forgot where this place was. I don't really think either of us completely believes in what we're saying, but rather we're just repeating what we think we should say. Can we go back to the school now? Sure thing, let's go. As we leave for the bus stop, I see the store owner peek through the curtain at the back of the shop. I'm not really sure what that glance he gives to her says. It feels a bit weird, and the fact that Hanako didn't see it is both a relief and a bit frustrating. Hanako and I stop walking once we reach the concrete area between the dormitory buildings. There was barely a word said between us on the way back from the city. Well then, goodbye. Do you want to have some tea or something? How about a game? Hanako shakes her head embarrassedly. I'm tired. Maybe later? I've got homework. All these excuses, Hanako? She sounds a little depressed. Hanako obviously does want to do more, but I suppose she would have a bit of schoolwork to catch up on. She's missed a few days of lessons. Ah, homework. Thanks for reminding me. I've got a stack to do as well. I guess I'll see you tomorrow. See you, Hisao. Before I can say goodbye, Hanako's turned and began walking towards the entrance to the female dormitory building. I look at the door as she disappears through it for a bit, before going off towards my own dorms. Today was a tiring day. Scars. What was that about? What? Was that our chest? No way! Wait a second. I turned on the adult scenes because I figured there's not going to be anything bad. And I still don't think there is. I don't even know right now.